Back.
Thursday.
We're back.
Every Thursdays just seem to come around every week, don't they?
How amazing is that?
And 1 o'clock comes around every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
And if it's Thursday and it's 1 o'clock, then we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here, and we're also gonna be here with our good friend Christine Dean, who is the DFW networking diva. Hey, don't let the DFW part throw you, because Christine works with customers all over the country. And if you think that you need somebody, a new set of eyes to look at your website, to look at your either your personal website or your business website, and be a little critical of it and say, I think it looks great, or I would change this, or I would change that. It won't cost you anything if you want to reach out to Christine and just say, hey, take a look and let me know what you think. She's a good person, a very good person. She is a sponsor of this program, and she is also our producer. So she knows what she's talking about. Trust us.
She's good.
Oh, she's very good. Thank you, Christine. So we decided potpourri was going to be the topic for today.
Yes, we did.
And what is potpourri? I had to spell it in order to figure out what it was.
I didn't know there was a T in potpourri.
Yeah.
Potpourri.
Yeah, potpourri. Potpourri. And it has a couple of different meanings, because it can mean mixing things together, like literary stuff or musical stuff together to come up with a potpourri. You can have an art exhibit that is a combination of various artists and all, but potpourri is also taking scents and putting them together to make
potpourri for our drawers.
Yes, to put it in a cachet, a sachet. A sachet. So you may have a sachet filled with potpourri
for your underwear drawer, for your nice things.
How about your socks? The socks drawer.
That probably would be good.
You could do that.
Although the socks in the socks drawer should be clean, and they should be nice smelling anyway.
That's true.
Yeah. So with that, we will go on to our potpourri of questions.
Yeah. You want me to start, or are you going to start?
You want to flip a coin?
No.
Oh.
I don't have a coin on me.
I don't either.
You know I don't carry coins.
And I don't, but I do, but I don't.
That's a true little factoid about me. I do not like carrying change in my pocket.
And my father always did.
Always. Oh yeah.
So you hear him from a block away.
Yeah, you could hear the ching, 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 and then he also had it in his car. He had a couple little container with coins in it.
That's when you needed money for the tolls.
Well, that's true.
Traveling salesman.
That's true. Now everybody's got a little sticker on their windshield and all that it automatically takes them. But I do not like coins in my pocket. Nope. So if I get change at a drive-through or something, I give the coins to her, or I do keep them in my pocket until I get home. And I actually still have a piggy bank. I have a small piggy bank that my grandmother painted. It's a small one. And I put all my change in there, and then maybe once a year.
You mean you don't give me everything? You put it in grandma's piggy bank?
I put it in
So how much is in there now, do you think?
I don't know, but it's getting
you should
full.
Take it to the bank.
Well, we're taking a trip this fall, so I'll open it up and take the money out before we go.
The money that I have from you for all these years.
You could probably put it into one pocket.
No.
The money that you got.
We're going to go on a vacation with it.
Yeah. All the money that what?
The money that I saved that you've given me. All the coins.
Where are we going? To Dallas?
Yeah. But
we live 20 minutes away.
But we could go to a fairly nice restaurant.
You mean one that has tablecloths?
Yeah, we don't have to go to In-N-Out Burger or Whataburger.
Oh, I like In-N-Out Burger.
Okay, you go. You ask me.
Have you ever set up two friends on a date?
As a matter of fact, we have.
Yeah?
Yes, our friends Debbie and Ricky.
True.
Set them up, and from day one, it worked.
Yep.
I was a little worried about asking her the next day, I thought, oh, maybe it
Mean with
wasn't such a good idea
follow-up?
after their date. But she didn't say it wasn't good at all. She was very
A good time,
positive.
and they've
Yeah, and
been
they've been
good friends ever since. And
how many
for
years?
those that have followed our careers, Ricky was the drummer in the band Exit, that I was the keyboard
Yep.
player.
Yep.
Yep. And I mean, we were almost a thing. In our minds, we were.
Well, and
And
in our minds and in the
Yes.
women's minds. You were.
And Ricky and I were always famous for saying, I know it's only rock and roll, but I like it. I like it. Yes, I do.
And Debbie, as many of you or not may know, was a customer of mine, when we had our stores in Chicago. And so I think they've been married, what, at least 25 years at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
That's good.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
So, okay. All
right.
Let's set you up. Okay.
Okay.
You got a question for me?
If social media didn't exist, how would your life be different?
Ooh, totally.
Like I can imagine.
Totally different. Good Lord.
Yeah.
If I didn't sign in
Mm-hmm.
to that computer every
Mhm.
day and it
Mhm.
was a blank screen, I guess I would be forced to do what I really have always wanted to do and never really did. And that was to sit down in a comfortable chair and read
Mhm.
some good books. I would spend more time reading.
Interesting. Yes. I mean, you do like reading. It's just that you never get a chance or you never take the time.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Really
say
do
I was right, but
Mhm.
you really would need a computer
Mhm.
in order to do word processing and to write. So yeah, I would probably read, which is what some people like to do when they go away on a vacation.
Yeah.
Go someplace where they don't have internet, they
True.
don't have
That's very
television,
true.
and maybe they have a radio, but they have peace and quiet. And
As a matter of fact, didn't Ricky tell you that their vacation house is in the middle of nowhere? And
yeah,
they have no TV, no radio, nothing, nada, none of it.
yep. Out
I
in the
can't imagine.
middle of a forest,
Just can't imagine.
which I
That
think
is-
I think
that is-
everybody would love to do for a week,
Yeah.
maybe two.
Yeah. But after that, I think you, yeah, chomping at the bit.
After that, you just have withdrawal.
I think I almost do after a few days at sea when we're on a cruise. I get a little nervous. Is everything okay at home?
Yeah.
You know?
And on a cruise, you have a tendency to turn on the TV in your room and watch the same announcements over and over and over again.
Enough is okay.
But what was it this past winter or the winter before when we lost power in the house?
Yeah.
We had no power. We actually sat, we talked to each other.
We did, and we froze.
Well, we have a gas fireplace. So we had the fireplace on and we sat in front of the fireplace and we talked.
Yeah. This is very, very romantic. Okay, your turn.
What did you learn a little too late in life?
How to be a badass.
And you've learned that very well.
No, I'm really not at all. I learned too late how to
stand up for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. No, you've always been a very offensive, a defensive person. Yeah. You've always just, okay. And never, but you have learned how to show some teeth.
I have come into my own.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a good thing. That, and also
that's not what you say all the time.
No, I mean, sometimes I think like maybe I was more controlling and you were more defensive. And sometimes now we knock heads and it's like a level playing field. if I say something to you, you're not afraid to come back at me. And
so then you thought I was a wuss?
You used the word, I didn't, but
yeah, I did use the word.
You were just soft in your approach before, and now you speak softly but carry a big stick. That's for sure. You also later in life you started learning how to cook more, and you've become a better cook over the years. Because
this is from a man that gets served tuna fish casseroles and chicken.
But you never really did much cooking growing up.
And when we were first married, because we lived near our in-laws and our parents.
Yeah.
And so if one didn't bring something to eat, the other one did. Who had to cook? Nobody.
Right.
I didn't have to cook. So, but yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who asked that question?
You did.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. Wasn't that long ago?
I know.
What's something you never confessed? I can't wait to hear this. What's something you never confessed to your parents until much later and that you laugh about now? Yes.
Okay.
Inquiring minds want to know.
All right. This is probably interesting because my father, when I went to college, I guess it was college. Yeah. After my freshman year of college, I didn't have a car. I came home for the summer and I was dating a girl that lived about 30 miles away.
From where you lived with your parents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was staying with my parents and I was in Hammond. The girl was in Gary.
Oh,
my father he had a rule. I could borrow the car when it was available and I could go out on a date with my girlfriend in Gary, or meet other friends, whatever I wanted. And I could stay out all night if I wanted to, but the car had to be in the garage at midnight. And there were times that it would be 11:30, maybe almost 11:45, and I was sitting in the living room of the girl that I was dating in Gary, which was 30 miles or so more away. So do the math.
Yeah.
If I'm 30 miles away and that car is supposed to be in the garage in 15 minutes, you can imagine how fast I was traveling on the expressway to get home. This was a 1959 Oldsmobile 88.
So that's all he ever drove.
The thing was the size of a tank. I would get that car over 100 miles an hour on the expressway. Always never got a ticket. I was lucky.
You were.
But there were times that I was doing 100, 110 down I-80 to get
You're lucky you're still here.
Get home. I would give the car some gas and I would then put it like in neutral and coast up to the garage. Now, we did not have an automatic garage door opener.
Right. You had to get out.
You had to get out of the car and you had to open up the garage door. Now, we had a garage door that was on springs. It wasn't a paneled garage door like a lot of people have today. It opened out and then up. You know what I mean? Like a shelf.
Yep, we had it.
And it squeaked. So I would open up that garage door very slowly so it wouldn't squeak. I did learn how to use WD-40 very, very quickly at an early age. And I used to spray those springs so that they wouldn't squeak. But I could learn how to open up that garage door, and it was right at midnight, maybe a few minutes after midnight. And then I would put the car in to drive, and literally at less than 1 mile an hour, slowly get the car up into the garage, tiptoe into the house.
And he'd be standing there, right?
I got away with it for months and months and months. My parents never knew that car got into the garage late sometimes.
Seriously, Stuart, you really don't think that they knew?
I don't think my father, certainly he was the one that put down his foot and made the rule. My mother may have known, but
One of them did.
my mother, I think, gave me props for being creative. You know, but I never confessed to them that I was speeding quite a bit
Now it comes
down
out.
the expressway, and all to get that car back
No.
in the garage by midnight.
She must have been a nice girl. You got along.
She
You
was
stayed
nice.
there awfully late.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't, and
Mhm.
we didn't date much after that, though.
After that,
No, I don't think she cared for the Oldsmobiles. Oldsmobile 88. I think she found a guy that had a sharper car.
yeah, but there's more room to,
To what?
you know,
It's a subject for another show.
Okay. All right, one more question each we have time for.
We did. Oh, we could go a little bit longer. No. What are you too hard on yourself for?
Seriously, if you're going to get serious?
No, this is a nonsense show. You don't have to get serious at all.
Was I a good enough mother?
Oh, absolutely.
No, don't say that.
I can answer that.
Did I listen enough to their problems? Was I sympathetic enough, or was I hard and tough enough on them to teach them? I mean, they are wonderful kids, so I'd like to say we were both good
when
parents.
you look now and see how they've turned out, you have to say you weren't too hard on yourself.
Yeah, but you still think, what did I do when that happened, when they were such and such an age? And you don't remember really what you did. But yeah, I hope I was a good mother. I hope I was a fun mom. I don't think that I was a fun mom. I think the moms today are a lot different than the moms of our generation.
I think today, if you got a fun mom, the kids are taking advantage.
But I think there's a way to do both.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so that's what I'm.
Oh,
that's only me. It's nothing ecstatic. It's nothing thrilling.
Can I ask you another question?
Sure, honey. It's just us two.
What's something you tried really hard to like?
You know the answer.
But you couldn't.
You know the answer to this question.
What is it? Brussels sprouts. And asparagus. And asparagus.
Brussels sprouts and asparagus.
Yeah. I know you hated it as a child, and I love both of them. And I often said, could we have that for dinner? Ooh, no.
It makes me gag.
And you tried.
I can't even smell it in the house. It doesn't. Neither of those two are allowed in our house.
Let me tell you, if she sees it on a menu at a restaurant,
I just
sometimes
it's just it is. You could see me turn green.
Yes, although I have seen her at a restaurant sometimes maybe order that salmon that comes with asparagus, and she'll say, what can I substitute for the asparagus?
Very nicely.
They'll say broccoli or carrots.
Either one of those works.
Yeah, or both.
Next.
Okay, you got a closer for me or
one
so?
or two.
Oh, one or two.
What did you want to be when you were 10 years old?
A cowboy.
Yeah, I think every little boy wanted to be a cowboy.
I wanted to be a cowboy at 10.
Aww.
I think.
Oh, that's so
and I'm
sweet.
not exactly sure, but I guess because at that time, that's when I was growing up, TV shows like Paladin and Gunsmoke, Bonanza, all of those were popular on TV, and so we kids that grew up in the big cities or suburbs and all always wanted to live out on the prairie.
Yeah, were you
going to be? I wanted to be a cowboy.
And did you think of the horse that you might have? Or you didn't? That didn't enter your mind?
No, I didn't really think of the horse or the horse's name.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was wondering.
But it was a cowboy. I started out as wanting to be a fireman, but I grew up and down the street from where I grew up, there was a fire station. And there were fire trucks going out all the time. And then there was a fire in our neighborhood, and the people lost everything.
Oh.
And I thought, you know what, that must be very, very hard to be a fireman. And so then I decided to be a cowboy.
That's two different areas.
And where did that get me? I ended up being a retailer.
Which you should be very proud of. You were very successful retailer.
Well, if I had been smart, maybe I should have been a retailer in a Western wear store.
Yeah, that could work. For that, you could go be with your cousin who does have a Western store.
Blended the two of those together.
Okay, one more real quick.
Yeah.
I gotta sign off. What's one thing?
Why do we have to sign off? It's our show.
Said so, just like the last.
See how she's become more aggressive?
What's one thing you're deeply proud of, but would never put on your resume? I have to think about this one. Deeply proud of.
That I wouldn't necessarily put on a resume. I don't know whether my military service, I was proud to have served, but having been a Vietnam veteran, at least back in the day, was not exactly a huge item that you wanted to put on a resume.
Yeah,
because there were a lot of HR people that, or employers that thought Vietnam veterans were,
which is, I just can't conceive of that. I never understood that years ago.
Yeah,
I just couldn't understand. Well, but it should be. You should have it on your resume.
Yeah, but I'm very, very deeply proud of the fact that I did serve.
Well, that's a lot better than the one I thought of for you.
What'd you think of?
I'm pretty good at changing a toilet seat or doing stuff around the house, but that's very.
So
you change batteries.
Proud of the fact that I can change a toilet seat, but I wouldn't put it on my resume. I gotta admit, yeah, you're probably right on that one.
Look at all the computer stuff you've learned.
Yeah,
you have.
I wouldn't put that on a resume either.
But you could. You've gotten very good at it.
I'm better at changing toilet seats, folks. So if you need somebody to change a toilet seat, hands down, I got that one. So having driven this show right into the toilet, I guess
I provided you with something to close with.
So I guess there's nothing left to do but to say, put the toilet seat down and join us again.
Nancy would say that. Put the toilet seat down. Please, everyone, make sure.
And join us again next week.
See ya.